All right, guys. I believe I am live. Yes, we're recording. Yay! All right, I wanted to jump on and do some readings of the wall today. I know I don't look very nice right now, and I wasn't prepared to come on, but that's how we have to do it. Now, I'm actually gonna just I've got my two pieces that are coming out, and that's why I want to talk to everybody about what's going on with the piece right now and what I'm reading. So this is predictions. It's a spooky prediction. The predictions are I'll share most of what I've been predicting and how we've come to this, but I've been able to predict some pretty interesting things that have happened just because I pay attention and create the art, but I'm reading it from the artwork, so maybe there's some magic to it. So that's what I want to turn to today. So let's dive in and look at, there we go. So this is, as you might know, this is it's chapter 3 and 4. So we're in chapter 3 right now, and this is the one I am going to show. So anyone who's watching this, I just finished this one today. I've got a few days left to the end of the month. So that actually, let me see. Oh, got that one too. So I've put a few in there. I kept my pumpkin in there. So now, there we go. I just had to fix that. Oh, Lord. I got a lot of things open, so I'm hoping we're not going to crash. I didn't want to merge layers. It's huge. This is a huge file. All right, I think we're good. So that's the piece that's going to be displayed and showed today. That's where it started, and then that's where it has become. So I kind of knew. Was it merging layers again? I'm sorry, guys. My computer is not happy. All right. Woo. All right. No more moving. We're just going to go around. So if you're following along, I wasn't sure what this big white explosion was down here. I was hoping it wasn't the nuclear war. That still has not. It actually looks like it's kind of fizzled out. But I always thought this green was the uranium because it did come from the hydrogen over here. The what do you call it? The electrolyzers, and then but then this was talking about greenwashing. So what's happening that I'm afraid of is right here. So as we know, this is where I called the crypto winter, and we're pretty much through it. This one's going to be revealed today as well. It just does talk more about the environment. It is in a big patch of green. But this is the area I'm most worried about. So I'm working on this one now as well for next month. And to me, it looks like very bad news. It looks like this is the extremism I've come to discover, how it's destroying the new ideas and growth. Remember, these yolks are coming down and just getting boiled right here. So this broken egg is no longer, and it looks like it's taking a lot of the blockchain with it, even though if you see in the background, it continues to thrive and grow as we move into a more, the direction we want to go, which is up here. Even though there's a skull here, we want to go up here. I think that skull means, dying who we are right now, ourselves, and growing. I hope, because this other one is It's showing this tidal wave, this last tidal wave into obscurity, and that will be chapter 5 at the bottom, and then chapter 5 at the top. So we'll see where those go, but right now that does not look good. And this is where I see the problem. So the piece that I'm finishing, or I basically just finished today for this month, is it's called Sunset Over Eros. And Eros is basically Cupid, our love. And sorry, this is going to look really bad because I have to scale them way down. But you can usually see it a lot better. That is basically the god of love and lust and all the stuff that we love about the world and living and what humans are. And then the birds are Thalamus. I gotta remember how to say his name because he's in this, so I gotta write the story. But he is, if you see, he's the basically death. And as we keep worrying about all these things that are happening around us, we're forgetting about looking forward to the future and creating a future. So it's really messing our minds up. And that's what this is talking about. It's the loss of that and the of Eros and the gain of this death bird. And you see these birds have torn up plenty of the used to be standing sunflowers. So not a great sign right there. But even worse sign is down here. I thought this was talking more about how climate. It was really talking a lot about the climate here, and this wave of technology that's still trying to help the industrial fixing of technology, and there's this next wave that's coming as well, and it does have some mixture of the blue, the light blue, the more vibrant blue. This other stuff is not just a gray; it's actually a blue. But see how that is intermingling with the light or the vibrant blue. And that's this new Web3 metaverse type wave where it shows we have to go to because we've got climate change barreling down on us on the right. We've got the social turmoil and inflation, entering into this new metaverse idea that will eventually we will become part of and grow higher because we will get that higher human intelligence because we can't. There's two options, right? We can keep growing until we collapse, and I think that's what this area is showing right here. This is showing the far right fanatics taking over. So this is next month, and she's right here next month, and a burning. It looks like a pregnant female in this burning doesn't look good. So what I'm worried about is it's showing, and this just might be showing this is what could happen, but if I know things aren't great in the United States, but they're worse everywhere else. We're actually making headwind, and people think we need to, the economy is crashing, and it's this Joe Biden's fault and Democrats. But to be real and not to take political sides, but you got to remember, you don't just snap your fingers. And what's happening now is the semiconductor bill, the Infrastructure Act, all that is actually putting money into growing us. And the problem is when you look at a short terms and say, oh, it's this administration's fault. Look, you have to look back at what's been happening and what's happened around the world. Like Britain, they actually borrowed money to cut taxes for the wealthy, and as we all know, the pound completely got annihilated because there's no growth. There has to be growth, and this far right movement, these people that are just everything is bad and everything's somebody's fault, and there's no growth there. There's no way to keep growing when you're looking back, and they never even have a plan. These radical, right weirdos. It's crazy how we're accepting them, and then we just say, oh, that's just how it is. And there's been a precedent started that should not be continuing, and unfortunately it is. So that's what this is showing. This is showing a bad move to mix up a momentum forward of where we're going, and putting these we'll say the Republicans, if they control the Senate, then there's nothing going to happen. We're not going to move forward. Everything's going to be pushed down. So not to say, hey, we need the Democrats in or else, but we need them to be able to do something. Otherwise, I'm telling you, this is going to be the situation. There's no growth. There's yelling, there's anger, there's just total destruction, and that's going to bring down everything else. And that's where we're headed right here. And this is where the red, I was always under the assumption that the red was actually coming down from here, and it looks like it is. You got some blood coming down, and it's creating this massive wave of red, and not even massive. You got the blue is much more massive, and that's the underlying new blockchain Web3 world that we have to move to in order to move forward, and I'll get to that in a second. But right now, just the red right here is not just flowing down, but it's boiling up from here. So it's just spreads, and that's the new virus. The new virus is this fascism that's spreading, and the other red obviously is the climate crisis, which is coming down on us on the other side. So we can't let that happen. We just need to move forward without blaming and finger pointing and scapegoating and all the things that has crushed Britain right now. So it's very important that we just stay the course and let's just see what we can do on this course. Otherwise, we're going to stop in our tracks, and we can't do that. And my whole spiel about the blue and having to move into the metaverse to survive, I've actually got, it'll be in my presentation, but the main fact is we have to keep growing as a society, as a civilization. So if we say we're going to cut GDP because we're killing the environment by all the consumption that we're doing, people are going to freak out. So if you take that and say, all right, we're going to cut GDP, but we're going to actually start a new thing called GMP. So gross domestic product is GDP, and gross metaverse product is the other option. I heard GMP somewhere, so it's not. I did not come up with it. But for what I'm using it for is the fact that we have to go in. We have to slice the GDP because we're completely consuming every resource, and there's no way we can fight any climate change, anything, by keep doing the same thing we do. So that's out of the question. We have to cut it. So we can either cut it and cut taxes and make sure people are living and doing their community jobs and just kind of growing sustainable, environmental sustainable solutions, but societal sustainable solutions as well. Or we just use the resources all up right now and we completely collapse. Or there's the blue version, the digital economy. So we switch to the digital economy. We learn to consume, and we onboard everyone that we can into this digital world, and they're buying digital stuff, digital toys, avatar stuff, because we are moving into that, and that becomes the economy, and we use that money, that growth, to fund the sustainable solutions, the mitigation solutions, the adaptation solutions, and the social solutions that we need. That's where the money comes from. So we're still growing. We still get to grow as much as we want and not use as many resources. So I think that's a huge opportunity. Actually, the only opportunity I see that we even have to answer the question, because otherwise we're just going to be stagnant. We're going to not move forward. We're not going to have enough money for investment. So please, people, if you don't want this scenario to happen, I go vote, and vote with the mindset of growth and not the conserving the ways of the past, so these rich people can keep, just hold on for as long as they can while the rest of the world burns, and they live in their bunkers for 1.5 million years while the earth comes back to the way it was. So just my point is, I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm trying to say vote for the ones who are going to make the right decisions for the future. And right now, this fascist far-right movement is well underway and has got momentum and is not looking pretty. So that's my political spiel. I apologize for any... No, I don't apologize. Deal with it. Talk about it. Politics are weird, and I don't like talking about them. But I'm telling you right now, I've never cared about midterm elections, and I never even saw the point in them. But it's just it's really important, and we need to go this way, everybody, up to the promised land, and not boiling in obscurity. I tell you. So, thanks for listening, and I will be revealing the next 2 vines with the next 2 days. Monday is the 31st, so they will be revealed to anyone who's